Welcome back to another episode where I'm recapping today something a little different, something a little same, 90 Day The Single Life. Today we're going to cover what happened in episode 1 with Natalie, and holy crap, girl is a mess. Homegirl is batshit crazy. So without further ado, climb aboard the train wreck, sit down, buckle up, and let's go for a ride. So we are in Florida right now with Natalie driving her car to the airport, a car which I would like to point out has no air conditioning, which is insane considering how freaking humid and swampy Florida is.
So I'm dying for life.
So Natalie is on her way to pick up a special guest, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be a third guy. I thought we were just gonna make this a love trapezoid. But thankfully, it's not. I was wrong. Her special guest is her mother. Her mother flew in from the Ukraine to stay with her in the States, and their reunion is so heartwarming. I mean, she is crying, she brought flowers and an American flag, and you have to consider the fact that they had gone through separation with COVID, but then also separation with the war. Natalie reveals that her mother is coming just in time for her to make her move to LA, the city of her dreams.
I think Hollywood is scared of me. They should shake. Natalie's coming. Oh, Natalie's coming. Natalie, be at home.
I don't know why she had her mother fly from the Ukraine to Florida to then get back on a plane to go from Florida and go like 3,000 miles to LA. I'm sure they had their reasons. We don't know what it is. So without that knowledge, I just think it's a little strange. Other than that, all I can think is, damn, you're really gonna leave Florida to fly to the most expensive state in the US? I think it is. Let me Google this. Hold on.
What is the most expensive city in the U.S.? Not the world, because we know it's not that.
Yeah, it's California. It's San Francisco, San Diego, Los Angeles. Yeah, so. Natalie's mom is understandably very apprehensive about the move, and she says that she wishes Michael was there and not Josh. Natalie tells us that Josh continues to prioritize work over her, and she's hoping that with the move, she'll be in closer proximity to him so that he will pay more attention to her and give her more of his time. I am very much a person who believes if he wanted to, he would, and Natalie, if he wanted to, he would. And you moving to one of the most expensive cities in the country is not gonna magically make him give you the time that you want. Natalie and her mom land at LAX, and Natalie gets a message from Josh saying that he can't make it to pick them up from the airport. I would be beyond pissed if this happened. I mean, I guess it would depend on what his explanation was on why he suddenly couldn't pick me up. I get it. LAX is a nightmare. I have friends that are like, I love you. I do not love you enough to pick you up at LAX. I understand. LAX is a nightmare. However, if I was Josh and I promised to pick up my boo thing and her mother, I would A, have to have a really good reason why I can't pick you up, and B, if I really was indisposed and I could not avoid this and I could not meet you, I would pay for an Uber for you. Anyway, they end up booking a couple of cheap nights at a dank motel because it's all they can afford right now. And Natalie's mom is like, did Josh pay for this? And Natalie's like, no, I did. This is all I can afford. And this isn't really turning out to be a great first impression of the guy that you want to introduce to your mom. Like, he told you he'd pick you up at the airport and he didn't. He didn't pay for an Uber. He didn't pay for a hotel for you to stay in. Like, he's just not turning out to be someone that you can rely on to support you. Natalie says apparently he is going to help them look for an apartment and help Natalie find some kind of job while she's there. It's evening now. Natalie is getting ready for her first LA date with Josh, and girl is excited. Girl is cloud nine, in love, can't wait to see him. I don't get it, because if I was her, I would not be excited. I would be super annoyed. Like, this date would have to be something epic for me to get over you not picking me and my mom up. Like, Natalie's mom voices concern about Josh, and Natalie says, you know, if her mom meets him, she'll get the vibe. Like, she will understand, she will love him. And I'm like, girl, she does not need to meet him to understand what kind of character he is. He has done plenty explaining already. Josh takes her to a indoor roller skating rink, and Natalie is awful at it. And I'm not judging her because she's awful at it. I'm judging her because she's awful at it, but she says she ice skates all the time in the Ukraine. She's just screaming and hollering, being like, don't drop me, Josh!
Josh, no! Oh my God, no, I don't want to fall, please!
After all of that crazy flailing around, they go to a corner with a couch. They sit down to have a little breather, and Natalie kind of talks to him about what she's going to do for a job. And Josh says, yeah, I have a cousin. He owns a few businesses, and you can probably do some kind of like administrative work. They later go out for drinks. Everything seems to be going pretty smoothly. They're feeling connected, riding good vibes. Natalie whips out a day planner because Josh, I guess, schedules out his life a month in advance, and so she needs to schedule time for them together. So Josh says, yeah, you'll have me for 2 days, and then I'm off to Ohio for 2 weeks. And Natalie immediately perks up and she's like, you said I would have you for a week. And he's like, yeah, I'll be here for 2 days this week. And she's like, no. This is bullshit. You said I would have you for a week. Natalie immediately shuts down, calling bullshit, and things get super tense. She kind of goes off on a mini tirade. She's like, where am I gonna live? Short-term leases are expensive. I can't keep spending money I don't have. I don't have a job. And I'm a little torn on this because, like, Josh, my man, your boo thing came here from Florida with nothing. And you knew she was coming. She did not spring this on you. And you did nothing to prepare. I'm just realizing a lot of these recaps I have been saying the men have not been preparing. You did nothing to prepare. You did not take time off of work. You did not have apartments lined up for her to view. You did not talk to your cousin apparently about getting her a job yet. You can't be upset that she's freaking out when you said you would help her and you're about to leave her for 2 weeks and she just got here. On the flip side, like, Natalie, you are an adult who can think thoughts and decide decisions, and you're making all the wrong ones. You decided to sell your car to move to LA, a place that is notorious for not having good public transportation, with your mother who just came from the Ukraine. You don't have a job lined up. You don't have any money really saved. You don't have a place to live. The guy that you're relying on, you are already aware of, is quite unreliable. Why are we doing this? I just don't know why they did it this way. Josh is in LA. He could have scoped out a couple apartments. He could have sent photos and videos of tours. If they didn't want to do that, he could have at least already talked to his cousin about the job and secured it and like set up a FaceTime call and locked down what she's getting paid, when she's starting, what she's going to be doing. There were just so many other ways that wouldn't give Natalie this amount of anxiety of like potentially being homeless. So the date ends up a dud, and Josh brings Natalie back to the hotel, and as he's getting on the elevator, she's like, nope, I don't want to see you anymore. Stay here. Good night. And she goes up alone.
I feel like going alone.
Okay.
It's fine. Good night.
Good night.
And so Josh heads to his car. They do a little parking garage confessional where he says he wishes he could give Natalie more of his time, but you know, he has his job, he has to travel, he has his kids. As he's doing his confessional, Natalie pops back out and she blazes another trail of fire.
He promised, Mr. Ivanovich, he promised to find a home for me. I can't be here. No work, no home. Are you joking?
And that's valid. I would feel the same. I would feel very nervous if the only source of connection I have is about to leave in like a day. I would be freaking out too. And Josh is like, well, I can't really do anything about that right now. Like, what do you want me to do? And Natalie looks at him with the scariest look I have seen on someone, saying, you need to cancel your trip, stay here and help me find a place. And Natalie goes back up to her hotel room. Producer's like, do you wanna? And he's like, no, I'm gonna go. And he gets in his car and leaves. So Natalie is definitely going to be a ride. So yeah, we'll see where this goes. I will be here to recap this shit show for y'all. And other than that, as always, thank you for joining, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.